Mav's Coffee Clarity with Denise is brought to you in partnership with Drive Media and Consulting and their premier sponsors. Subscribe on your favorite streaming platforms and share. If you just found us, welcome. And if you're a regular, welcome back. Denise DiGrigoli has spent her life in the creative industries as an entrepreneur, helping people transform their visions into thriving businesses, working with individuals and teams to find their purpose and live their life vibrantly. On her pod, Denise delivers business intel and life hacks with wit and wisdom in short shots like a strong espresso with a solid sense of humor. Enjoy this episode of Mav's Coffee Clarity, and here's Mav.
Well, welcome, my friends. You're on another edition of Mav's Coffee Clarity with Denise. Every week, we're spilling the beans with maverick minds, one cup, one conversation at a time. Entrepreneurs, change makers, innovators that have maved their way through something and share their wisdom here. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about my strategic consulting services, go to DeniseDiGrigoli.com, but do it after the show because we got another incredible maverick right here in Western Mass with us on the show today. Welcome, Donna Fenn.
Thank you.
What I love about Donna is she took a big chance and got into Edible Berkshires. Prior to that, she had been an expert in entrepreneurship for over 40 years, lived all over the world, writing for Newsweek, Associated Press, Working Women. I mean, the host of places she's been and seen are just incredible. She's maved her way, and she's going to share it today. If you want to know more about her bio, you're going to find a link in the show notes at YouTube and on Spotify and Apple and iHeart. Welcome, Donna.
Great to be here, Denise.
I'm so excited to know more about you. And you know what I didn't know about Donna, my friends? She is a native of the Berkshires.
That's right.
And happy stance, so am I. But guess what? We didn't cross paths until later in life.
Even though we grew up, 6 miles from each other, probably, right?
Probably 6 miles from each other.
West Stockbridge.
Yeah.
Did you swim in Card Pond when you were a kid?
Isn't that funny? I swam in Card Pond, although I wouldn't say I'm the most proficient swimmer. Right. But yeah, so we met at a Southern Berkshire Chamber networking event. But correct. I got to tell you this. If you're a foodie, we're going to jump ahead of the show a little bit. Edible Berkshires is an unbelievable magazine, and I found it at Guido's. And one of my clients in Southern County, Fairfield County, Connecticut, is a huge foodie and an ex-chef. And I give her this every time it comes out, and she's actually waiting for it now. So you know what?
Fantastic.
Secretly, I had to get you on the show.
Well, she can subscribe if she would like to get it in her mailbox
really?
Every single time.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
And so can you.
It'll all be in the trailer, my friends, and I'll tell you at the end of the show. Okay, so let's start in the very beginning.
Okay.
How do you leave Berkshire County and become this world-renowned author, editor? You've had some books. You've been all over. Come on, tell us the startup.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Housatonic.
Yeah. Which is like a hamlet of like 2,000 people.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Part of Great Barrington. Only child.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, you learn things. You learn new things all the time.
That's right. And to be perfectly honest, I couldn't wait to get out. I mean, I really like. I've been a writer, and I wanted to be a journalist for as long as I can remember. And I always felt, well, I have to. Bright Lights, Big City. That was me. I had to. I wanted to get away. So.
We're more kindred spirits than we know.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I went to UMass for 2 years. I really wanted to go to Washington, D.C., to George Washington University. My parents did not want me to be that far away. And they said, well, you go to UMass for 2 years. Go to UMass,
right.
And then if you really want to go to Washington, you'll get to go to Washington. And
right.
Of course, thinking, she'll get comfortable.
She'll settle down.
She'll change her mind. No. so off to DC I went, and I started out thinking I really wanted to cover politics and government.
So you kind of knew early on.
I knew early on. Oh yeah, for sure.
Was it hard as a woman back then to do what you wanted to do?
No, I don't. No,
You just did it.
I just did it.
Yeah.
But and I worked for. I sort of got my journalistic start at a little neoliberal political magazine called the Washington Monthly, which has spawned many journalists, far like famous people, unbelievable.
You're pretty famous, but go ahead.
I'm not that famous. I'm not famous at all. And then I kind of decided that like I didn't like covering politics. I didn't like doing it very much.
Can't imagine why, but
Can't
okay.
imagine why. It was kind of a cesspool back then, and it's even more of a cesspool now.
I'm going to definitely nod to that.
Definitely. So I got a job at Inc. magazine in Boston. And I didn't know the difference between revenues and profits. I didn't know squat about business.
Because Inc. magazine has always been the entrepreneurial magazine, so to speak.
Like forever. So, but I really fell in love with these people called entrepreneurs. And, the reason I love them so much is because they would tell you everything, warts and all. Here are the terrible mistakes I made. Here's how I recovered. Here are the lessons I learned.
This is why we have them on the show,
That's right. They're fantastic.
Yes.
So I just by happenstance. I mean, I wanted to move back to Massachusetts. There were like 3 magazines in Boston, right? The Boston Phoenix, Boston Magazine, and Inc. I happened to have a contact at Inc., so I went to Inc.
Right.
But I really fell in love, and I loved the people that I worked with and that I wrote about.
How long were you at Inc.?
I was at Inc. I was on staff in Boston for 2 years.
Okay.
And then I met the man who was going to be my husband, and he was in Connecticut. He worked for Save the Children in Westport.
Oh my God, this is all so close to home.
I know, right? So I wanted to. So I said to my editor, I said, "Listen, I'm going to move. So I can. How about if I work for you on contract out of remotely?" This is before anybody did remote work. So he said, "Yeah, sure, go. Yeah, that's fine." So that's what I did, and I worked.
What year was this? Because I have a friend, Felicia Rubenstein, that also did the contract work before it was in vogue.
Yeah, so I was at Inc. in Boston from 83 to 80. God, I don't remember. It was in the mid 80s.
Were you afraid that they might not accept your idea, or you're like, just I'm maving through it, screw it, I'm doing it?
I had other offers.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
Chance favors the prepared mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to stay with Inc.
Okay.
So I basically said to them, you know what? You don't have to. You pay me exactly what you're paying me now. You don't have to pay me. I don't need your benefits.
Oh.
I bought my own health insurance, it was a good deal for them.
Do you think you were always solution oriented like this? I mean, knowing that you wanted to be a journalist and you wanted to cover politics and you're in Washington and now you're like, yeah, I don't need your insurance. Think about anybody just saying that today.
Whatever, I know. Not that I went without health insurance. Never go without health insurance.
No, of course. We're not soliciting
right,
that.
Exactly. No, I think I've always found a way to I've had goals and I've tried to figure out ways to achieve those goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that innate in you as a person? Or did you buy it off the shelf in a cereal box? How does someone get that?
I think if you want things really badly, you figure out ways to get them.
Well, that's what you said in your pre-show notes. Everything, just say yes and figure it out.
That's right. Say yes and figure it out.
I love it.
Fast forward, I moved to Saudi Arabia. You knew this, right?
No, of course I knew that. I was going to get to that, but you just dropped that. Okay, so how does someone like you, that's, very much an American woman, go to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, well,
and what year was that again?
88. So I got married.
Did you go with your husband? Or
God, yes. Oh, God, yeah. So that's why I went. So I got married in 86. My husband was with Save the Children. He wanted to make a shift to the for-profit world. And his little secret power at the time was that he had lived in the Middle East and he had some Arabic knowledge.
Oh.
So he was attractive to the corporate world, particularly Citibank. So he had an interview at Citibank and he came home and he said, the good news is that I got a job offer, and the bad news is they didn't take it because it's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. and I knew that you would not. It's not going to be good for you. You would never want to go there. And I was like, well, wait a minute. That sounds like an adventure to me. So instead of saying no, let's research. I mean, my primary concern was, can I work there?
Could you?
Yes.
But how?
Sorry?
Yet how?
I ended up being the Riyadh correspondent for the Associated Press.
Wow.
So it was a very... So it's a very interesting culture, right? So there was always an AP correspondent in Riyadh, but never official. So what you do is you go to the Ministry of Information and you ask for permission to report to work for the AP in Riyadh.
And how were they about that? Oh yeah, come right in.
No, they say Bukra inshallah, which means tomorrow, God willing. We'll give you your permission. Tomorrow never comes. So, but that is, you are really not asking permission. You are telling them, I'm here. This is what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, go ahead, tap my phone. And of course they do. So
really?
Oh, yes.
Oh my. And this is an early morning recording. I need another coffee. Okay.
So
they're tapping your phone and you know it.
Absolutely.
I hope you don't burp.
Well, burping is the least of your worries when
Right.
you're tapping your phone. So yeah, I did that. We ended up staying for, and then I also worked for a local paper called the Riyadh Daily.
Well, just 1 second. How did they feel about you reporting at all as this American newcomer, never mind being a lady? Were they like, really? Or did they take you seriously?
I know. I think they took me seriously.
Okay.
But I was reporting for the AP, so I was. A lot of my sources, people I interviewed, were diplomatic sources, some government sources.
Okay.
I reported on everything from camel races to the Gulf War.
Were you ever afraid?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Well, during
You look so calm. Like I can't imagine you being afraid.
Oh no. Well, we were there during the Gulf War. So we were there during the first Gulf War, which was like, back here people were like, "Oh, it's not much of a war." But when you're being, blasted out of your bed at 2 a.m. because there's been a missile attack and the Patriot missiles have knocked down a Scud from the Iraq. I get scared.
Wow.
And you have a baby. You
had a baby at the that's a small detail you left out.
That's right, small detail. Yeah. So my daughter was born in 1989. We went to Saudi in 1988.
How did they take that? A pregnant lady interviewing them and not a patriot, so to speak.
Respect. I think being pregnant probably helped me a little bit because they're respectful of.
Okay.
So it's funny. Once I was heavily pregnant, going through security at the Riyadh airport, and I had I tried to learn a little bit of Arabic, but I was not good at it at all.
Yes.
So the security person for women was always a woman.
Right.
And usually these Bedouin ladies, all in black, the full hijab. And she asked me in Arabic. I thought she had asked me how many months pregnant I was.
Oh.
And I said 8. And she was like, "Oh, mashallah, praise God." She actually had asked me how many children I had. So then I had really high standards.
Imagine that. That's a great story.
Anyway, it was, it was.
So you actually had your baby overseas?
No, I had my daughter. Well, yes, I had my daughter. I went back to Washington to have my daughter. I had my son 2 years later in Riyadh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating story. So now you're a mom.
Yeah.
And you're
a grandma.
And a grandma.
Yeah. Yes, a grandma. So I had our son has a 3-year-old, our daughter has a 4-year-old, and then both girls, our daughter-in-law and our daughter were pregnant at the same time.
Wow.
And so just within these past 2 weeks, I have 2 more. So I have we have our first little girl, a granddaughter.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And then just Saturday, our second, our daughter's second son.
No wonder it was hard to get a hold of you. Are busy.
Yes.
All right.
We've been on baby watch.
You're on baby watch.
Yeah.
That's congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm sure that's one of the pinnacle moments of your life. But we're right back in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
How long are you there?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. We were supposed to be there for 2 years, but then the Gulf War came and nobody wanted to take Guyan's job. So it was like, well, they're making us a good offer to stay a little bit longer. And I was like, yeah, that's fine because,
Were you still able to do the work there that your husband set out to do in spite of the war?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what were you learning along the way as a journalist and a mom in a place that wasn't always friendly?
Well, I was learning that censorship really sucks.
Yeah.
And, because I had to censor myself really, because I knew that if I wrote anything that was deemed dangerous or unacceptable, that I was going to get kicked out, and then my husband's job was jeopardized. And were you always very clear on that boundary, or did you ever make a mistake? Oh, 100%. Well, all right. So I didn't make a mistake, but I pushed some boundaries during the war. People may not remember this. It was a very pivotal moment in Saudi history. Saudi women decided that if Saddam's tanks came rolling through Riyadh, that not being able to drive was a real problem.
Right. So I vaguely remember this.
So they held this driving demonstration, and they got in their cars and they drove. And I was given the heads up on this because I was known. And I went. I had a driver, so the bank provided me with a driver. That's like it sounds fancy. Everybody,
no, of course you need a driver.
Everybody has a driver,
right?
So, and my driver, I think, was terrified. He's like, because I said we're gonna drive alongside these women, and he was not happy about it. And I briefly thought maybe I should drive. And then I thought, no, this is their moment, not mine. I'm an observer. I'm not a participant. I'm a journalist.
Quick reflexes.
Yes, exactly. So, but I covered it. And the next thing I knew, I was getting these calls from there. And the Saudis had let foreign reporters into the country officially during the war to cover the war. And a lot of the official AP correspondents that came to me and, just for intel.
You were sort of mentoring them, so to speak. Yeah.
And so after the driving demo, I got a really scary call from this woman, Edie Lederer, who was a big time AP correspondent, war correspondent, saying, just so you know, the Minister of Information is over here in the Eastern Province telling people that you were the sort that you foment, that you encouraged the driving job, that the idea came from you. And I was like, that's crazy, but
that's scary.
That's scary. So then I didn't have any conversations even in the house about the driving. We were very careful about what we said in the house because the house was maybe bugged. And yeah, it was. So
Isn't that fascinating?
It was a little.
What I'm in awe of is that you still chose to do that job, and I think that's a remarkable accomplishment.
Well, my husband's boss wanted all during the war, wanted all spouses and dependents to leave, and many of them did, and I basically said, if it's not safe for us, it's not safe for him. You can send all of us back, or you can keep all of us safe. And I was not a very popular person.
Well, this is why we believe you're a maverick.
I wouldn't leave. And my poor parents, I don't think they slept a wink the whole time. So that is the thing I feel bad about. I really put my parents through hell.
I think we all do at times.
No, exactly.
Then we get it back with our own children as well.
I know, exactly.
So now, what makes you guys leave? Did he get replaced in his job?
Oh yeah, it was just.
It was a contract.
Well, it was 92. The economy was terrible. We really wanted to stay overseas. We wanted to, we really wanted to kind of live that kind of life. And Guyan came home one day and said, we're not going overseas. We're going back to New York and we're leaving in 2 weeks.
Oh.
And so I had a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old or whatever, a nanny, a driver. And And the worst thing was an entire liquor cabinet that I had to get rid of. Because all the diplomats who we were friends with would bring us, they would bring gifts, so you couldn't get booze in Saudi Arabia. So I was like, oh God, how do we get rid of this stuff?
Is it illegal to have it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're going to jail.
I didn't know that.
Not a good place to be.
Okay.
So anyway, long story short, we came back and we found a little house in Pelham, which was the short commute to New York City, and raised our kids there. And
so fast forward, you're thinking about coming back home to Western Mass, the Berkshires. We're in the Berkshires right now, by the way, my friends.
Right. During COVID.
Oh, it was COVID.
Well, it was COVID. So,
Okay.
so my parents remained in Housatonic until, for their whole lives.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Where's your husband originally from?
Oh, that's another long story. So he's like, he actually his dad was a diplomat. So he grew up in, he spent his wonder years in Morocco and Ethiopia.
Wow.
And then back to Washington, D.C.
Okay. How did you guys meet? Not to pull you off your track of coming back here.
We got set up by friends in D.C., mutual friends in D.C.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're on your way back in COVID, like so many people, right?
Yeah.
Came back here in COVID.
Yeah. So we had had a second home here. I had my grandmother's house in Housatonic for a while as a second home. And then we bought, that got a little small for us. The men in my family are 6'5".
I saw your husband at the networking
You did,
event.
right?
Yes.
So on the second floor of my grandmother's house, they could go like this and touch the ceiling.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a little mill house in Housatonic.
Okay.
So
yeah. It's like the ceilings here in this little house.
So it was time for a bigger place. So we moved to Canaan, New York, and during COVID, we. Everybody was working remotely. So we thought, well, we may as well, let's go live in Canaan. And then our son and his wife moved to our house in Pelham because they were in Brooklyn, and they were like, I don't know if you remember this, but there were mobile morgue trucks in Brooklyn. It was really horrible.
Yeah.
So we were like, get the heck out of there and go live in our house. We'll go live in our vacation house. And everybody will be safer.
Right.
So
was everybody safer?
Everybody was safer. So yes.
Is your husband still with Save the Children? No.
No, Citi. He was he was with Citibank.
Oh, Citibank.
Right.
Okay.
No, he's retired.
Okay.
He retired in the beginning of last year.
Okay.
So,
is he part and part with you in this magazine?
He is very essential to this operation. He's in many ways.
So what I love about what you said in some of your pre-show notes was, and I have the same thing. So, I believe the workforce is multi-generational, and each one of us is important, from our Gen Zs or Bs or Cs right up to us.
Absolutely.
But I also get, being back in Western Mass, that I should, and I don't like the word should. We should not should on ourselves or should on others, but why aren't you retiring, Denise? And I'm like, what? What planet are we on? And what I loved about your pre-show notes, and it was a happy finding, you were like, yeah, people are like challenging me, like, am I slowing down? I say speed it up and calm down.
I know, exactly.
So what? Tell me about this, because first of all, you guys that are watching us on YouTube, I want you to see the magazine, but I really want you to get it. It's done in this matte paper. So if you're an artist, like I'm kind of a wayward artist, the tactical feel of it is just like, I got to hold it and look at it. But beyond that, tell me about this venture. Like, why did you do it? I mean, you're a woman that's been all over the world, interviewed the best, riding around in war zones. Now we're over in foodie land. How did it happen?
And it is my happy place.
I can tell.
It's my happy place. So,
I can tell.
So I guess I always felt that when we decided to move back here after COVID, during COVID, and I hate to say this because it was a very painful period for a lot of people.
Yeah,
we had a very nice COVID. So
it's like the secret we don't want to admit. Someone had a nice COVID.
We had a nice COVID. So we were living in paradise, and we realized we always asked ourselves, could we ever live here full time? And the answer was yes. If we love it now, when there's like nothing to do, think of how great it's going to be when there's
Even though you can't roll out of bed and go to Trader Joe's, you're okay with that?
I don't care.
You can't roll out of bed and get to the grocery for me, it's 8 miles.
I do miss Trader Joe's.
Okay.
But just down the road from us, we have this lovely Canaan General Store run by a sweet Mennonite family where, you know, I get all my baking stuff and fresh farm eggs, and I can get eggs, milk, and I make my own bread. I started making like everybody else, I started making my own bread during COVID, and now I'm a sourdough fanatic.
Oh, my.
So yeah. So anyway,
You have to share some of that sometime. I'm a big sourdough fan as well.
Good. All right. But do you make it?
I am more of a gluten-free baker, and
got it.
I have I do weird Italian delicacies like stuffed artichokes and Italian pastas that are a little rogue with herbs.
Then I have to tell you something. I'm going to give a friend a plug, a shameless plug. I have this,
Shame it up.
Shameless plug. I have this wonderful friend from college, Cindy Coddington, who wrote a book called The Gluten-Free Epicureans, and she is an Italian American.
Who would have thought all us Italians are going gluten-free?
So she has this great cookbook.
Well, she might need to come on the show.
She might need to come on the show. She's in Massachusetts. She's not. Yeah.
Well, we do Zoom. We do Fairfield County,
great.
and sometimes I go on location.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I was at the Parachute Factory in New Haven, Erector Square. So we have all of our fancy equipment when we travel.
You should interview Cindy. Anyway.
Okay, wait a minute. So what I loved is that you said, yeah, screw that. I am not retiring, and I'm gonna. Is this a franchise? Tell me about this.
So Edible Communities it's not a franchise, it's a license.
Okay.
So we have about 80 magazines all over the country and in Canada as well. Mm-hmm. And you buy a license and it's your business. But and this was what was really attractive to me, is that it was very hyper local, which was, I had always thought if I lived here full time, I would really want to get involved with something that's local. I would sort of go from, national, international playing field into being very hyper local. That
was another vision you had.
That was a feeling that I
Did you
always
think
had.
Because you had interviewed so many entrepreneurs, you would be this sort of entrepreneur?
It was always in the back of my mind a little bit. And, as a kid, I always thought, I should have my own. I always loved magazines. Like I never aspired to be a newspaper reporter. I always loved magazines.
Okay.
So
Teen Beat?
Sorry?
Teen Beat. We grew up with, Sean
Beat,
Cassidy. And
Glamour.
Glamour, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Vogue.
So, yeah.
Okay. This is like Vogue food.
It's like, right, exactly. So I remember I picked up, Edible Berkshires was owned originally by a man named Bruce Ferger, and he had run it for 13 years.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so I picked up, I think, one of the last copies that he did. COVID was very tough on our magazines, and it was think very tough on Bruce as well. And he's maybe 10 years older than I am, so he was ready to pass it along. So I picked up one of his last issue, and there's a little ad in it that said, editor wanted, and I think he mentioned, like, if you're young and you have ideas, and I'm like, well, I'm not that young, but I do have some ideas. And I thought, so this could be a thing. And I thought, and then I thought, and I Googled him a little bit, and I'm like, he seems to be a little bit older. I wonder if he's looking for an editor or if he's looking for a buyer. So it turned out he was looking for a buyer. And he was very persnickety about who he was going to sell to. I think he had rejected
Most of us entrepreneurs are pretty persnickety. That's how we keep the wheels on the bus.
You want to be careful who you give your baby to.
Right.
So he rejected some people. But I met him, and I brought Guyan with me because Guyan is very likable.
That's a positive for a husband. He's really likable.
Very likable.
A marketing selling point.
That's right. Come with me. So, and he liked us, and we liked him, and we came to an agreement. But I have to say, he may not like me saying this when he sees this, but like, he wouldn't give me any financials on the mag. He's like, oh, I don't have any. Don't you have a spreadsheet or anything? No, I don't have a spreadsheet. I don't have any. And it's like, so all I could do was
How could you value it?
I looked at the magazine. I sort of like toted up what I figured the ads were worth. And And
Plus 13 years of somewhat regularity.
I don't know. I was really taking a flyer. But then what I also did is I contacted the people at Edible Communities.
Oh, okay.
And
You did your research.
Oh my God, I did my research. So, and they set me up with like 3 or 4 other publishers to talk to. And so I really got a feeling for what it was.
How long was the whole process from the time you responded to his ad to when you pulled the trigger?
Couple of months.
Wow, so you did it fast.
I did it fast.
So did you have a gut feeling like this is it? This is the right thing? Or was it, I always ask people, like, data informs intuition, intuition kind of trumps data. What do you think?
I need both.
You need both.
I need both. So I
need both too.
It wasn't a no-brainer. I lost some sleep.
Okay.
But
at this time, were you gainfully employed as a journalist or writing?
Yes, I was.
So you weren't losing funds.
But I was freelancing.
Yeah,
I was freelancing.
Right.
I had a good gig with a content marketing.
So what made you pull the trigger? What made you have it out?
Well, you know what, Guyan was really. He's like, this is perfect for you. This is really perfect for you.
Yeah.
And then
honestly, to be honest with you, when I saw you, the few times I saw you with your magazine. And I'm not being trite here and for my listening audience, you really have a glow when you're holding your magazine and going around with it. You actually feel like I want to read it just because I saw you.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that.
I was already reading it, right? But I just, you can tell you love it.
I love it. So but I think one of the most telling or one of the most impactful conversations I had was with a man another edible publisher. Who said to me, ask yourself, how would I feel if someone else bought this magazine?
Oof.
And then I was like, no, this is my magazine.
That is a great question.
It's a great question. How would you feel if someone else stepped into this role? And I'm like, oh, I think I would hate that.
You know what? I questioned a couple things about my business. It also, just the longevity of the podcast, and you just flipped the switch for me.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want anyone else to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's a certain value to the license costs a minimum of X amount. I'm not going to name it. So that's kind of how we valued it. We came to an agreement. We pulled the trigger at the end of February 2023.
So you've been in this a couple of years now.
Couple years, right.
What's the biggest success? The biggest
success
of it since you took it on?
I think I've really transformed how it looks and how I think the magazine is beautiful.
It is 5-star beautiful. Yeah. I'm telling you, my friends, you're going to get all the show notes and you should go and sign up for it. And when you're in the Berkshires, you need to get it. Now, I have a question for you. So what is the biggest piece of advice that you got on this journey to Edible Berkshires that you're glad you ignored?
Oh, yeah, you asked, you put that question in your notes, and I'm not sure advice. I'm not sure I ignored any advice.
But what's the best piece of advice you got that you're glad you took?
That I took, this is perfect for you. Do it. Just take a chance. And I got that from my husband. I got that from, a few other people. I did get, a few people saying, that's a really tough ad environment. It's a really, it's hard to make a go. And, or here's another, print is dead. It was like, no, print is not dead.
Okay. Yeah. I want to hear more about that because I teach a lot of marketing and I say it's an omni approach to marketing. We need the postcards in your mailbox. We need the email in your inbox. And unfortunately we need a lot of social, right?
Yeah.
And we need to do one-to-ones.
Right.
We need to go out into the public.
Right.
So why is print not dead in your world?
Print is not dead in my world because I think hyper local niche print is very much alive, and that is what Edible Berkshires is. So I think you can talk digital all you want, and digital is important, of course, but there's nothing like holding a magazine.
Do you do digital?
I have we have an Edible Berkshires website,
Okay.
and so we have a digital presence. I have to ramp that up more. That is the area that
You got to focus a little there.
Focus a little bit more on.
So when people say to you, print is dead, or in any area that you've ever worked, when they kind of downplayed what you were doing, what is your answer?
Look at the data. I mean, I print 10,000 copies. They go like crazy. People love them. Guy and I touch all 10,000 copies. We deliver ourselves. We have no distribution. We are the distribution. And I like doing that because it gets me out there. And you know what? When I'm delivering magazines at the co-op or at Guido's or at Set or wherever, that more than almost 100 places we drop magazines, and people go, "Oh, is that the new one? Oh, I need to have that." So they get really excited. And then I was dropping magazines at the Stockbridge, at the little cafe on Main Street in Stockbridge.
Elm Street?
Yeah,
Elm Street
not Elm Street, the one on Main Street.
Main Street. Nee James. No.
It used to be Nee James.
Okay, but we know where it is.
You know where it is.
A lot of great cafes here in the Berkshires.
Some woman just randomly approached me and said, "Oh my God, I love your magazine so much." And she just went on and on and on and on. It's like, it really kind of lifts you up, and you feel like, because,
full circle, you're back home.
Full circle, I'm back home. Yeah.
Is it hard to sell ads?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
What do you think the biggest hindrance of that is, other than budget? Do people not believe in print? Do they think you don't have the eyeballs?
No,
what do they think?
I get a lot of, we don't believe in print, or we don't have budget. That's it, right? But now that said, like, we have a lot of ads now, so I have never lost money on this magazine. I've always, even from the very first issue, like, I don't make a lot of money.
Sounds like you're a smart businesswoman.
I'm persistent. So, like, I don't love selling ads, but understand, as a freelance journalist, I've been selling my whole life.
Everything in life is sales. I don't know why people give it a dirty name.
I know.
It's communication.
It is.
It's authentic communication
It is.
if it's not dirty, right?
It is. So I try not to take it personally when I'm rejected. And of course people mostly say no. That's fine.
So in your journey of life, from all the places that you've spoke, these books you've written, 40 years as a journalist, an author, an interviewer, what do you think your greatest superpower is?
Probably persistence. Right?
Is that what you're known for? Persistence?
Yeah, I'm sure the people who I try to sell ads to think that I'm known for my persistence. So.
What do you want? What do you believe your superpower is?
I just like love and commitment and curiosity.
I think that's
I mean, honestly, I try to write a story every issue, and I try to write a big farm story, and I approach these stories about farmers and food businesses the same way I did when I was writing about entrepreneurs.
When you interview these people, do they know what a heavy hitter you are?
Oh, I don't
care.
Do
these farm people know, like, you've been all over the world?
I don't care.
You've broke bread with the breast?
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because you're just a girl from Housatonic.
I'm just a girl from Housatonic, and we're having a conversation.
And I'm just a girl from West Stockbridge, believe it or not.
That's right. Yeah, and I don't think of myself as a heavy hitter at all. I think of myself as somebody, like, I'm here. I'm very much here in the Berkshires now, in a place that I love and care deeply about.
Do your children love it as much as you do?
Oh, I wish. I think they do, but one family is in Brooklyn and one family is in Weston, Connecticut, and we're going to go there actually tomorrow to meet the new baby.
Oh, congratulations!
But they have busy lives, and they all have jobs and little kids, and so they come when they can. Yeah. I wish they would come more. I have a plan to get all grandchildren here to go to summer camp at some point.
It sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
So what would you tell people, as we kind of wrap it up, if people are telling you to slow down when you're in transformation? What would you tell our contemporaries that are listening? We do have people from 30 to 75 that listen, who are in transition. And my goal with this show is, like, if people are listening to our coffee conversation and they take away one little snippet that moves them forward, then we've done our job. So I don't like it when people tell me, aren't you retiring? Absolutely not. I'm going to 104.
Right, exactly.
Even if I have to duct tape Troy to the wall, he's going too.
That's right. Well, I mean, my feeling is like, if you want to slow down, slow down. If you want to speed up, speed up. I mean, you do you, right? I mean, for some people, retirement is great. Like for me, I don't know what I would do.
I would be bored.
I would be bored out of my skull.
I have a deep sense of curiosity as well.
I know, and I mean, I just feel like this is like I love this. Is it the last thing I'm going to do? I don't know, maybe. And
are you a foodie?
Oh, I am.
So you had to have a vested interest in food.
Oh, I am.
It wasn't just any old magazine.
I feel sorry for people who don't get excited about food.
Yeah. Do you garden?
I garden. I have some raised beds at home, and I bake my own bread, and I test every recipe. Like
we might need to. We're talking about doing like more live demos,
Yeah.
so we might have to have Donna on doing a live cooking event.
Well,
Wouldn't that be great?
I'm no expert. I'm not.
Doesn't matter.
I'm a pretty decent home chef. I love baking my sourdough bread and making jam, and picking my tomatoes and roasting them and freezing them, and I love having that connection with
what do you
I
want
grow.
people to know most about your vision for this magazine? You're 2 years in, like I'm 2 years in on Mav's Coffee
Yeah.
Club. Where is it going? Like what is it? I know it's a dynamic success because I love it. And as I said, I take it back to one of my clients who loves it. And we do our recipes out of there. What is the vision for this over the next couple of years? Not 5 years. That's too far out.
So, I mean, the vision is really to tell the story of food and farms in the Berkshires, and to tell those stories in a meaningful way that connects people in the community with the people who are growing food, who are making food products, who have restaurants, because I'm such a believer in the power of storytelling. And I believe if you know the story of XYZ farm, then you have an appreciation for what it takes to like grow that ear of corn.
Makes that food a little bit more special, right?
Exactly. And to really encourage people to buy local as much as you possibly can. Whether it's your food, whether it's the products that the gifts that you give for Christmas, or whatever holiday. So
where can people
support our local economy?
Well, as we're wrapping up, number one, fascinating. Number two, so thankful that we had the time today.
Me too. Thank you.
Edible Berkshires, where are we finding you and your magazine?
Up and down the county. So you can I don't know. What I would say is go to the website.
The website
is edibleberkshires.com.
Edibleberkshires.com.
Right. And there's a list of every place where you can get the magazine, and every place from, Sheffield to Williamstown.
And if you don't know, email me. I'm going to tell you.
That's right. But take a look at the website. And if you want the magazine in any particular place, write to me. I'm very easy to find. Donna at edibleberkshires.com. Always love getting emails from readers and suggestions.
And are we going to direct them to your website, which talks about your books and whatnot, donnafenn.com?
You can do donnafenn.com.
Okay.
If you want, sure.
Well, listen, my friends, it's been a spectacular morning here in Western Mass. It's the crisp, cool fall. I haven't read it yet. The new edition's out. I'm so thankful for your time.
You as well. Thank you.
If you want to learn more about Denise DiGrigoli, go to her website, DeniseDiGrigoli.com, and remember to like and share. Follow us on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, and wherever you find your favorite pods. Peace out, my friends. Mav and Donna have got to get back to work.